Alright guys, I'm back in the kitchen. So I thought I'd develop a new flavour on protein ice cream. I'll try and save it till I've got a really nice new flavour, and I'm always on the lookout for something that's going to beat the next batch. So Ghost is one of my favourite brands that really love what they're doing with their flavours. So I've got their coconut ice cream. So that's the way that I'm using, the Ghost coconut ice cream. And so in here I've got a bit mixed up. I've also got it with a bit of raw coconut casein and a bit of vanilla casein, a bit of a mix for the caseins. And the whey is the Ghost coconut ice cream whey there. So away I'll go. I've got my scales here, so if I can get them to turn on, I'll add my icing. So always go about 400 grams of ice, guys, and this is in the NutriBullet RX, the big one. There's bang on 400, look. And then I generally go with about 100-150 mils of unsweetened almond milk. And then I bring the water up to just under the top of the ice, to about there, guys, just under the top of the ice. That seems to work out perfectly. Yeah, so from there now I just add in, so in there now I like to add in the xanthan gum. I like to get that in first underneath the protein powder. It just seems to blend up a lot better, and it doesn't get stuck on the blades. And that as much, you sort of want to surround that in the protein powder, because it's very sticky.
Super sticky.
Super sticky stuff, this. You don't want to get it on the blades, trust me. You'll be cleaning it off for a week. So a flat teaspoon of xanthan gum, which probably works out to be about 3 or 4 grams.
Right in the middle.
Right in the middle of the ice. That's the best. Then I add me extra sweetener and flavourings in. So this is a bit of vanilla. This is French vanilla drops. Got about 5 or 6 of them in.
Stevia.
Go with 7. Stevia. And this is pure sucralose, guys, just to give it a bit of overall body, a bit of sweetness, just so the other flavours can come through. Just a bit of that in there. Just helps the other flavours come through when you've got a base sweetener in there. And here's me powder mix, so I'm going to put that in on top. And that's ready to go now, so I'll go and blend that up, and then we'll come back and I'll show you the end result. But there is one other thing that I've been adding in lately, I forgot to bring it down, is the fat-free, sugar-free pudding mixes. You can get Jello make one, and you get them quite readily in the US. I'll put it just to maybe 2 grams of that in. Just helps it, with us blending up, it helps it rise up a bit more. Especially when you might be using the vegan, the plant-based protein powders. Sometimes when you use them it doesn't rise up and you don't get as much volume, but when you put the pudding mix in, you still get the rise. So I'll go and blend that up and then we'll come back. I forgot one thing, guys. I forgot to put in me, so I've got the toasted macadamia nuts there.
Oh yeah.
You can smell what the toast gives to it. Darren, do you like it? Just gives it that fragrance.
Yeah, it's nice.
That flavour goes all the way through the ice cream, you know.
Yep.
And you can imagine toasted macadamias with coconut. It's a match made in heaven. It doesn't matter where you put these. You can put them in at any stage. It doesn't matter. They can go in on top. Yeah, it's not important.
You don't want to put them in hot.
Yeah, it's better to let them cool off. Yeah, I'll go and blend that up. So there it is, guys. That's the end result. You'll see it as I pour it in What works well is you get one of these steel bowls. They get really cold.
So how long did you blend that up for?
Well, it's hard to explain.
You've got to go by feel and experience.
You do, and when it stops rising, you can't keep blending it because the hotter it gets, and it won't be nice cold like ice cream if you keep it going. It'll only rise to a certain point and then stop, and that's when you take it off. But you don't want to take it off before it's risen to where it possibly can to get the most out of it. So it's just a bit of
Trial and error.
trial and error, yeah. But you can see the consistency of it, pretty good there.
Yes,
You know,
like an ice cream.
yeah, exactly like ice cream. So, and that's instant. You know what I mean? You can eat that straight away. So, yeah, absolutely, really nice flavour. That the macadamias with the coconut ice cream. So,
Better if you set it in the freezer for a bit though, or
no, you can eat that straight away.
right into it.
Yeah. You really don't want to have to keep it, too long in the freezer because you can't put it in there overnight. It'll just freeze rock solid. It's got too much water in it, and not enough fat. So. But yeah, there she is, guys. Hope you enjoy. Get into it. All this is available in the US, so yeah, you YouTubers, get into it. I'm up against it in Australia. I haven't got half the. If I could get all the powders and your brands that you can get in the US, I tell you, I'd have a factory. I'd be running a shop. Some are actually incredible brands and flavours that I just can't get. I can get them, but it's just ridiculously expensive for shipping, and it's just not worth it. So I've got to try and stick to what I can get. And but yeah, Ghost readily available in Australia, so they're a good brand.
All right.
Bon appetit. Cheers, guys.